What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
All right, so what's the topic tonight?
It's basically just going into depth more of should your spouse come first or should the kids come first?
All right, so we saw some videos. There was a lot of topics on this. Videos. I think I heard something about this on the radio, and they was asking, do the spouse come first or the kids? And on the radio, they were actually saying stuff like, the kids come first because, how most black mothers say, nobody come before my kids. My kids this, my kids that. But the video me and my wife watched, there was a sister actually talking about, the biblical order of things. And some people don't like order. Some people don't like organization. And, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it's a reason for that order because everything has its place. Just like you don't like a cluttered home, you don't like mess. Everything has its place. So if you follow the order that's already set up, everything should run like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? And what the sister was saying in the video about the order is that the spouse comes before the kids. And what I like to say is the spouse comes first because at the end of the day, and I heard somebody say this on the radio too, at the end of the day, the kids have to grow up and they have to move out. They have to go live their own life. And it's gonna be you and your husband or you and your wife. And then if the kids come first, are you gonna follow them out the house? Because you still have to live with that person that you're with. And you still have to have fun, you still have to have conversations, you still have to engage with each other. So, at the end of the day, the spouse should come first because that's who you're gonna, that's who you're with until the end of time.
Right.
What you think about it?
Yeah, so I definitely have to agree, just for the simple fact, the same thing my husband said. He pretty much said it. The kids are going to grow up. They're going to leave the house.
Right.
When you get married, you have vows. And a lot of people not following the vows. I think when it comes to marriage, it's really all about the material part of it. The ring, the wedding. And they're not really thinking about what it really takes to keep that marriage because you have to work at that. And you're a team. When you have kids and raise them up together, that's the whole point.
Right.
Nobody's saying that, because you put your husband first, something bad is gonna happen to your kids. That's not what that means. It's just saying you gotta take care of your spouse first.
Right.
And then take care of your kids. And I think they blow that out of proportion. Just like, for example, with the food thing, the husband gets the plate first.
Oh, that's been a huge topic on the radio.
Yeah.
Who gets served first? That's been a huge, because that's actually in the Bible too. Just not trying to be preachy or nothing, but the example is that there was a brother that came to the house. It was a sister and her son, and I can't remember the whole story, but she was asking him, would he like something to eat? And then he said, yeah, but fix me a plate first, and then prepare a plate for you and your son. So it's an example of you fix the protector of the house the plate first. That's the whole point of fixing the man the plate first, because you're fixing the protector of the house. It's just showing respect. Yeah. He's the protector, he's the provider of the house. You fix his plate first, then you take care of everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's always been like that since the beginning of time. Kings eat first. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's trying to say, I deserve my plate because I'm better or nothing like. It's nothing like that. It's not an ego. It's just showing a sign of respect. The same way Christ said, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. How did Christ love the church? He gave his life for the church. Your husband is going to give his life for you, probably sometimes before you give your life for him, because it's known that the husband is supposed to be the protector of the family. So I wouldn't, if somebody barged in our house, I wouldn't expect my wife to lay down her life for me. It shouldn't be like that. I'm laying down my life for her so she can continue to raise the children, raise them up in my place, and they, carry on our legacy. That's how it should be. And then, what she said about being a team. You know, you gotta remember that you gotta come together in order to raise these kids, in order to make the house work. You have to be a team. So man, that's how I stand.
Yeah, so I think most women take it to heart because they're like, I think it was some sister, I don't know if it was in the comments or I heard it somewhere, but she was like, she don't care who the man is, meaning she don't care if she's married to him, boyfriend, whatever. She said nobody eats before her kids. But nobody's not saying that the kids are starving. You're just serving. You're serving.
Yeah, the kids are not gonna starve. They're not gonna starve. Yeah. But and that's another thing. You're teaching the kids order too. You know, not just for the wife to know order, but you're teaching the kids to know order too. They're learning, okay, I have to have respect for this man that's supposed to be my dad. This man that's supposed to be teaching the house. You know, leading us in the right direction. Okay, we have to reverence him because my mom's reverencing him. You know, so it's something about him that stands out. You know, and it's showing your kids respect for authority because the man is the authority in the house. So that's showing your kids respect for authority too. Right. You know, so I mean, everything has its place when you. Even as a husband, and you look at it like you showing respect to your wife in front of your kids. You know, if your kids say, "I need you to do this or fix this for me," or "I need some money for this," or anything like that. If your wife needs something, you take care of that first because it's gonna trickle down. As long as she has what she needs, the kids gonna have what they need. Because 9 times out of 10, your wife is asking you for things that the kids need. You make sure that she has what she needs, and she gonna make sure the kids have it.
Yeah, and the crazy thing too that I want to mention is it's mainly our people who don't follow this order. Yeah. If you look at like the Hispanics, they do it very well. I mean, the men go out and work. Yeah. The women are at home with the kids. Whatever the woman needs, the man gives, and she
be driving his truck to the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Because his wife come first, and he's not out there spending on name brand clothes for his kids. He's making sure his wife is good first, and vice versa. The wife is making sure that the husband is well fed, well taken care of, and then she's checking after her kid. You know, that's big in the Hispanic community.
Right. And I don't understand why our community have so much hate for the black man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what? Since you said that, there's this video I saw. I think it was like they was in the 70s or the 80s. You seen that video before? They was like, what did they say? Do you think you can make it without a man in the house or something like that? It was like in the 80s or 70s or something.
They were talking about men and women?
No, just women. Just single mother.
I did.
Because I think it was something about a welfare video. I think this was like the beginning of like how they started welfare, and it wasn't the beginning, but it was just a video based on would you want a man in the house or would you want welfare, and one of the rules is there can't be any man in the house. So it was some kind of video like that. I gotta search for it, but all the sisters, they were saying that they would rather be on welfare and on government assistance than having a father in the house. Mm-hmm. And that was huge. And it was just sisters. It was a white man, and he was interviewing nothing but sisters. It was no Chinese women, no Hispanic women, no white women. But yeah, so it was just all sisters up there. They was all saying, I can't remember if it was even one sister up there that he interviewed that even said, I would like my child's father to be in the picture. I can't remember if it was even one. If it was, it might have just been one. But they was all in agreement. They was just like, nah, I'd rather have money from the government. The government take care of my baby. Because in some comments on Facebook, there has been sisters talking about the government is their baby daddy and stuff like that. That's sad. Because that goes into a whole nother topic. Probably ain't got time for that, but now you're dealing with just breaking up the black family, and that's on a whole nother scale than just dealing with order.
Yeah, and I know this can go as deep as we want it to, but we're just trying to just focus on the importance of why your spouse should come first.
Right.
How do you have a happy home? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do the order. the biblical order.
Right.
Wife's supposed to. And I hear it today. A lot of women don't want to do I'm not the type to cook. I'm not the type to clean.
Yeah.
It's more than that. It don't even have nothing to do with cooking and cleaning.
But if you don't even want to deal with that, I mean, that just, like you said earlier about the teamwork, that just breaks up the whole marriage dynamic. Like when it says what God put together, no man can put asunder. That's dealing with not putting your kids before your spouse. That's dealing with that. Like you're supposed to be. When it says you become one flesh, a man leaves his father and mother and cleaves unto his wife, and they become one flesh. Y'all supposed to move alike, think alike, act alike, everything alike. You know what I'm saying? And nobody can come between that. Not even your kids. Your kids or her kids or his kids. Mm-hmm. Nobody's kids should be able to come between that.
Right, because if you think about it, like say for instance, this is just an example of if you was to put your kids first. You made sure, I gotta make sure the kids got this. Okay, so what if your husband come home? Kids ate, kids clean, you come home, ain't where your plate at, or you know what I'm saying, where's your warm welcome? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like that has to be cold.
Yeah.
You know
now you just a roommate at that point.
Right. Like why not? Why can't you see about, you know what I'm saying, your husband? Why can't you see about him to make sure he okay? You know, women act like that's just a whole bunch, or why I gotta make sure he okay. Why he can't make sure I'm okay? It's always a me tactic all the time. And that's how you keep peace, and it says it in the scriptures as well. Wives are supposed to be that pillar of rest for your husband. They don't want to come home and hear this. And that's all that our people do. Mm-hmm. And then they wonder why they're so quote unquote there's no good men. That's because we're running them away.
And then think about this, you putting the kids first. Let's just say, for instance, y'all do get in an argument. The kids gonna choose a side.
Right.
They gonna choose a side. Because the kids, if the kids ever, which they shouldn't see you argue, but if they ever see you argue and you putting the child first, the kids, they gonna disrespect the father.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And they gonna jump in, say all types of disrespectful things, and it shouldn't be like that.
And you gotta keep in mind, kids are watching.
Yeah, always.
Kids are watching, so we supposed to be the example for them. So if, like I said, like he was saying, like if you do that in front of them, guess what? They gonna eventually follow that.
Yeah.
They gonna find somebody that is as toxic as what they see that marriage being, and you shouldn't want that for your kids. That's gonna give them the wrong perspective of marriage,
right?
And how marriage is supposed to be.
But the whole point at the end of the day, the whole point for the order is the family dynamic. Like you don't want it to get out of whack, because eventually you and your husband or you and your wife, y'all gonna become grandparents. You don't want the kids to disrespect you in front of the grandkids. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna throw the whole family dynamic out of whack. So just follow the order, be husband and wife. Eventually you'll be parents, eventually you'll be grandparents, and just keep the whole core of the black family, just keep it all intact. You know what I'm saying? Because we're supposed to be leaving legacies. That's what it's all about. If people just tell you, well, my kids come first and this and that, how are you leaving a legacy? Because kids have to follow the footsteps of both parents. You know what I'm saying? And even if you're a single mother or a single father, once you do find your spouse, find somebody that can nurture your kids the same way. I had to really be mindful of that when I found my wife, because I was a single father and everything like that, and she stepped in, right away, and she did what she had to do. But I can't put them ahead of her to where our team dynamic don't work. You know what I'm saying? And I still love them. They still eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They still get clothes. They still get what they need. But I have to make sure that my wife that's going to be with me forever, I have to make sure she's straight first. If she's good, everybody else is going to be good too, because it's a trickle-down effect.
Right. So it's just like, when the husband does his role, the wife does her role, and, it goes down to the kids, like, because that's supposed to be the wife's job anyway.
Yeah.
But the whole point is doing the order. That's
Yeah.
the whole point. Seeing the husband's okay, then seeing the kids okay. That's all.
It's just following the game plan. Everything has to have a plan, like a blueprint to how you build a house, how you build anything. So you can't build a home or build anything without instruction.
Right.
You have to go to the instruction manual. You have to say, okay, this is how you build it from ground up, and you have to do it like that. And that's how you keep everything in place where it needs to be.
Yeah, and then also letting go of any type of ego or pride. I mean, that's stuff you can't bring into a marriage. You got to keep in mind, like, the vows are real, y'all. Like, the vows are real. So,
and they help too.
Yeah. So, I mean, what they normally leave for when stuff don't go their way, that's why you work it out. That's why you conversate. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like some regular relationship.
Right.
And that's why, I mean, this is another topic, but that's why some people be like engaged for a long time. Yeah, a long time.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah. And not realizing, like, it's not even about being engaged for a long time and try to get prepared for it, because you really can't prepare for marriage. Because it's a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? It's for both. And to be honest, I mean, you're gonna when you say I do, you're gonna go through stuff.
Yeah, you still learn every day.
Yeah, you're gonna go through stuff. So, and
then just to say that you're gonna get married 10 years from now is just a cop out, because you just pretty much setting yourself for a way to get out before you get locked in.